Hello everybody, welcome back to Making Chelsea Stand Proud. Today we have two games for you. We want to extend our unbeaten run to 14 in the Premier League, and though it's an FA Cup tie, we have a dress rehearsal for the Carabao Cup. Hello and welcome to episode 36 of Making Chelsea Stand Proud. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two games. Southampton in the Premier League as we try and extend our unbeaten run to 14 games as mentioned in the intro. And then we have that FA Cup fifth round tie against Manchester City at home, having beat them just a few weeks back, also at home, 5-2. Can we replicate that again? It's going to be a bit of a tall order. But also it's a dress rehearsal for the Carabao Cup because that is the next episode. It's a one-match episode. It will be extended highlights. It will be the Carabao Cup final. So that is what is coming up. But in the meantime, nothing's happened since you were last with us, because last time you were with us, it was Leeds United of Barcelona, 2-0 win against Leeds United. A 1-1 draw against Barcelona, and really we a little bit disappointed in that result. We felt that we should have had more goals and be taking a little bit more away with us too. And this is something, we're not going to the nail camp. And if you've put comments down below after the last episode, I won't have seen them yet because I'm recording this before the last episode has actually been released. But I have found out that we are actually not at the Now Camp on the return leg. We are a stadium called the Louis Companys Stadium. It is in Barcelona, and the reason is Barcelona are undergoing a renovation to the Now Camp. They are. And if you can picture the Now Camp, if I've got a picture, I will edit it in. And it's got 3 layers. The upper tier, the very top bit, is being taken off and redone, and will take up to 2025 to complete, which means that they are playing at the Louis Company Stadium in the meantime. So we won't be going to the Now Camp, boys and girls. I do apologise about that. Southampton is next up. We'll have a look at them in just a moment, but I thought you would quite like to have a look at the Premier League. An update on that. As you will see, we have got a nice comfortable 8-point gap now over Liverpool, albeit they have a game in hand at the moment, but they have lost 3 of their last 5, won the other 2. We're on 5 straight wins. Manchester City have lost 1 of their last 5. Wonder who that was against. Who was that against? Can we tell? Oh yeah, it was us. Anyway, so we've five in a row we've won. Currently in second place, 8 points behind Manchester City. We have won 20 games, drawn 3, lost 4, 74 for, 30 against, a 44 goal difference. They have the goal machine, 88 goals for, 22 against, a goal difference of 66, 71 points. Excuse me. Liverpool are in third on 55, as are Arsenal fourth on 55. Just a matter of goal difference there between them two. Then come Tottenham on 50, Leicester on 42, Norwich on 41, and Southampton, today's opponents, just outside those European places on 39 points. They've won 3 of their last 5, lost the other 2. So we will see how we get on against them today. That's how it looks. Wolves, Watford and Crystal Palace in the drop zone as it is a minute, but it's very tight at the bottom there. As you will see, Brentford 15th on 25. There's a little bit of a gap up to Newcastle in 14th, but otherwise it's 24, 24, 23, 20, and Crystal Palace a little bit adrift at that bottom on 15 points. They look as if they are going down. Right. Enough of the chitty chatty. Let's get on with the episode. It is a trip to St Mary's Stadium for the game against Southampton. Kyle Walker-Peters is suspended. Che Adams is out with a broken ankle. We have 2 suspended. Reece James and Otavio both suspended for this game. Raheem Sterling unlikely to be back. He is carrying a hip injury, and recent form doesn't suggest that it's going to be an easy trip to St Mary's, although we did win the last time we were there by 2-0. But previous to that, we'd lost 4-2 at St Mary's, and the 2 games at home at Stamford Bridge, we'd only managed to draw both of those 2-2 and 1-1. So as it currently stands, head-to-head, we've played 4 games, both won 1, both drawn 2, both lost 1. 7 goals for, 7 against, so it's all square. This game will sort out that double header, or it might not, as the case may be, because if it's a draw, it'll carry on being a bit of a muddle for duddle. Let's have a look at the team then that will play Southampton. And here is the team that will face Southampton. Mendy returns to goal. He's had a bit of a paddy. Wants more game time. Azpilicueta, Kepa has been playing absolutely splendidly. He's on really good form, but we have caved in. Let Mendy think. If Mendy messes this up, he's definitely on his way. I will drop him down to the under-18s, or can't play in the under-18s, the under-21s, and he can just go. Chilwell, Garcia, Fofana and Azpilicueta are defensive line. Azpilicueta in for Reece on that right-hand side, of course. Jorginho and Kante central midfield in front of them. Pulisic, Mount and Hudson-Odoi are our attacking midfield, with Havertz up front. Kepa on the bench then for today's game. Rice, Kovacic, Gulabay, Cucurella, Torreira, Broja, Loftus-Cheek and Barbosa. And this is how the 2 sides face up. Very similar formations. And as you'll see, Mariano playing up front for Southampton. Fornells and Armstrong out wide. Bajirami is in their attacking playmaker role, with Ward-Prowse in central midfield. And Southampton have the first highlight, 36 minutes on the clock. Kante picks the ball up in midfield after a little bit of a mess up. Hudson-Odoi crosses it in, and a header from Havertz, just a little bit too high. We have a corner now. Chilwell with a corner. It's an in-swinger, but it's headed clear, but only as far as Kante. Azpilicueta as the last man. Azpilicueta passes it inside to Hudson-Odoi. Fofana tries to get one over the top for Mount. Didn't quite make it, but Azpilicueta tidying up again. He's out wide. Cross it in for Havertz. And the goalkeeper punches it over the top. Another corner on the far side. Mount with the corner then on that side. Swings it in. Goalkeeper comes out and claims the ball. And there we are. That is the first half. 5 shots, 2 on target. 0.60. 61% of the possession. Southampton have had no shots, none on target, only 39% of the possession. We have the main impetus in this match. Just need to put away our chances. Otherwise, a 0-0 draw is imminent. One other thing to mention is later today, Liverpool and Manchester City face off against one another, which means it's first versus third. Now, I'm not sure. The best result for us, I think, is a draw. In that game. We'll see how that finishes up, but a draw would be absolutely splendid, because that would mean that we gain, if we can win, that is, we gain on Manchester City and we pull away from Liverpool. We need to win first. Let's see what we can do in the second half. And the first highlight of the second half, they did bring a player on at half time. Kebrel on for Barajrami. And we've just changed formation slightly. We've gone to version 1 as opposed to version 2. We weren't getting any breakthrough, so we've just changed it up a little bit. Kante comes forward. He's lost the ball. Charging forward, and Maranhão is in, but it's cut out. I'm not sure who it was cut out by. I think it was cut out by Garcia. It goes out to Azpilicueta as we try and build from the back again. Kante losing that ball for a second time. And Maranhão is in this time, but luckily, I think it was Mendy made a save. It's gone out for a corner. Still danger. Ward-Prowse with the corner. Swings it in, and it's bobbling around. And with 76 minutes on the clock, you come and we have made some changes. So Mark Cucurella is on for Ben Chilwell. Torreira has come on for Kante. Declan Rice has come on for Jorginho. And Ruben Loftus-Cheek has come on for Mason Mount. All of those players are tired. And Southampton have a free kick from a very dangerous place. Ward-Prowse, the danger man, and he's got it through. It's come back off the woodwork, and Garcia clears it again. Hudson-Odoi scoops it upfield. They have a throw-in on that far side. It's all been Southampton highlights in the second half. Oh, just gone over the top. And it finishes up 0-0. Once again, we have not profited from our chances. 8 shots, 3 on target. Southampton have a much better second half. Nothing, no shots, none on target first half. But they've had 6 shots, 1 on target in the second half, 0.35. We have 57% of the possession, but we weren't really in it. Kai Havertz not having a good day, and we weren't really doing it. The only thing to say is Mendy has proved me wrong and got a Player of the Match award, and did tell him that he had to play well if he was going to stay in the team. So it's put Kepa into second place at the moment. We'll have to see how he does in the next match against Manchester City. That one coming up. But before that, we need to find out how Liverpool and Manchester City have got on and how the table looks. And you come back. I suppose in one respect, the good news is we have opened that gap to 9 points now from Liverpool. They still have a game in hand, which does mean that the gap is 6 points if they win that game in hand. Having said that, Arsenal are on 55 points and 9 points behind us and have 2 games in hand now. Which means that technically if they could win both those games, they'd only be 3 points behind us, which is a little bit of a worry. Did Arsenal play today? No, they didn't. But Manchester City extend their winning run, which means we are now 10 points behind them at the top of the table, which I think that's just how it's going to be. Obviously, we want to really keep running and try and finish in that second place. So that's how it has finished up. As I say, there's a group there of teams still on 26 games. I presume they are playing in the Sunday games. We'll have a roundup before we get into the next game. We'll probably do that before we look at the team when we come back. So Manchester City then up next. And I think we've already looked at this, but we've won the last 2 games against them. Once at the Etihad right at the start of the season, and then beat them at our place in the Premier League 5-2. The only side to have beaten them this season in all competitions at all this season, and certainly in the Premier League, and the only side to have done the double over them. Question is, can we beat them today? And go through to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup? And secondly, will that put us in a good position for the game against them in the Carabao Cup final, which comes up in the next episode? Without any more to do, let's go through. As I say, before we do anything else, we probably will come back and just give you a little bit of a roundup of what's happened in the other games and a recap at the top of the table to see how it all lies after everybody has played their games over the weekend. Well, with the main bulk of the games played on Sunday, this is how the scores panned out. Leeds losing 1-0 to Brentford. Tottenham 1-1 against Brighton. Wolves 1-1 against Arsenal. Leicester beating Middlesbrough by 1-0, which means that the table looks very much like this. Manchester City top on 74 points. Second on 64. Third, Arsenal on 56. Then come Liverpool, fourth on 55. Both of those have a game in hand over us, though. So that gap could be a little bit smaller. Tottenham are in fifth on 51 points. Then come Leicester, sixth on 45. Norwich, seventh on 41. Southampton, eighth on 40 points. That is how the table looks. Right, what we'll do then is have a look at the team that will face Manchester City in the FA Cup fifth round. So here is the team that is going to face Manchester City in this fifth round FA Cup tie. Mendy in goal, Chilwell, Rice, Koulibaly and James are defensive line. Jorginho and Kante in front of them, with Pulisic, Mount and Otavio back on the right-hand side, with Havertz up front, Kepa, Cucurella, Kovacic, Barbosa, Azpilicueta, Hudson-Odoi, Aubameyang, Garcia and Anjorin are all on the bench for this one. And this is how the two sides match off. We're playing our 4-2-3-1 version 2, and they are playing a 4-3-3 formation. I think that's how they played last time. Grealish and Foden, the wide players behind Harling, Marino and Gundogan. You know, I practiced his name earlier. Gundogan in central midfield. Rodri as the defensive midfielder, and then Cancelo, Laporte, Diaz and Kyle Walker, the defensive line. Stefan in goal. So on the bench they have quite a few players. João Felix, Calvin Phillips, John Stones, Edison, Castagna. No De Bruyne, though. That's the player that seems to be missing from today's match. So maybe saving him for the EFL Cup final. We'll find out in due course. And we have a highlight from kickoff. And we kicked off. Jorginho comes forward and given the ball away to Grealish. That's not a good thing, but we've won the ball back. James comes forward, cuts inside Kante, tried to get that through to Otavio, but Otavio's not on the same wavelength. Mount trying to get one through as well, still not on the same wavelength. That one a long ball forward, but tidied up. Koulibaly, Jorginho, Chilwell, Pulisic, Jorginho, through to Havertz, chips the goalkeeper, chips the goal and misses. Cancelo with a throw in here on this near side. And Manchester City look a bit more about them than they did when we played them before. But Havertz is in. Oh, he's missed again. How many times is he going to miss? And Manchester City with a throw in on that far side. Rice cuts it out and headed back in by Marino. But Mendy just there to pick the ball out of the air. Mendy distributes that ball out wide. A long throw to Chilwell. And Chilwell comes forward. Gone round his man. Cuts the ball back. Jorginho looking for Chilwell. But Pulisic won that ball. And I think a penalty may have been given. It feels a little bit harsh. VAR will look at it. Jorginho was fouled. I think he would probably take the penalty. If it is a penalty, it's no penalty. James with the free kick on this near side, I should say. Kante tidying up. Kante holds the ball up. Back inside to Jorginho. Jorginho couldn't get away. Just defenders around him. Chilwell comes back with it though. James out on the touchline. Cuts the ball in. Looking for Havertz. Havertz this time puts it away. Ruben making a mistake, and Havertz took a full advantage of it. 1-0 after half an hour. I think we were about 5 up in the game last time, but different kettle of fish, of course. But yeah, Ruben, he had to be careful with that, but Havertz was lurking on his shoulder. James with a throw in on this near side. Otavio, Mount, I'm not sure what he was doing, lost the ball, but we've won it back through James. Rice, Kante, Koulibaly, find Havertz. Havertz flicks it on for Pulisic, but he wasn't there. Chilwell, cross it, Havertz! And he's missed the target again. And half-time comes. Reasonably dominant half. We've only had 2 shots on target, though. One of those was a goal, but having said all of that, we've only had 38% of the possession, 1.54 in the XG. 11 shots. Manchester City have had 3 shots, 2 on target, 0.13 on the XG. We have kept them reasonably at bay, but it would be very nice to have a little bit more of a cushion, me feels. Ruben with a kick for Manchester City. They have brought on João Felix for Erling Haaland. For once, Erling Haaland not firing on all cylinders. But they do come forward, and it's they've got Grealish in space. And that could be a penalty. That could well be a penalty. And it was James who brought him down. No penalty. That's the second time this match, and it wasn't a penalty. I'd like to see that again, actually. Right, 60 minutes on the clock. We are in control. I am tempted to go attacking just to see if we can get this. We've got a 1-goal lead. We want to get a second goal in if we can. Corner, Mount with the corner. Swings it in. It's headed in and didn't quite get there, but Mount has a Pulisic and his ball's given away and they come on a counter-attack. But Rice has won it back. Mount, Havertz! And he puts it away. Question of his offside. He's offside. And it's a question of whether it counts or not. It looks like it's been given, and it looks like we've gone 2 up. Foden messed around with the ball. Give it away. Rice pounced on it. Havertz was in. He was onside. And Havertz hits the target and gets a second goal. Yeah, look at that. He's definitely onside. Puts it away. And you join us with 75 minutes on the clock. We've made 3 changes at the moment. And those changes, just to give a few players a rest as well. Pulisic is off. He's come off for Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi going to right. Otavio switched to the left wing. Koulibaly has come off for Eric Garcia in defence. And Mason Mount has come off, arrested him. And Faustino Angerin, who is doing extremely well in the under-21s, gets another outing in the FA Cup. And he has taken up that attacking playmaker role. Manchester City with a throw-in. Castagna, Foden, Stones, Aki. They've made some changes, and I'm thinking that we should have probably checked the opposition report. Rice through and a missed ball there. Foden goes out wide to Grealish. And he's missed the target. Calvin Phillips coming on for Rodri. We will now do that check. And with 86 minutes on the clock, you come back for our final 2 changes. Kai Havertz has come off, even though he's technically on a hat-trick. Bangamang coming on. We just need resting with that game in midweek against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final. So Bangamang coming on for him. And we have brought on Mark Cucurella for Ben Chilwell. Heading that over the top, so no advantage there. Mendy, Rice, Garcia, Kante, James. James comes forward. Bit tired now, but finds Hudson-Odoi, who's got fresh feet, and a Bangamang gets his third of the season. It's 3-0 with 89 minutes on the clock, or 90 minutes on the clock. We'll find out in a minute. But put them to the sword again and made them look ordinary. They did play in midweek in the Champions League, so they're probably tired. Lovely cross ball from Hudson-Odoi, who gets the assist. A bang putting it away. And a final score, 3-0 against Manchester City. That's 3 games in a row that we've beaten them. And to be honest, I'd have rather won the EFL Cup. We probably still do it. Goals from Havertz after 32 and 73. Bang after 90 minutes coming on as substitute. 23 shots, 8 of which were on target, 2.87, 41% of the possession. Manchester City have 5 shots, just 2 on target, 0.34, 59%. For the second game in a row, we've kept them contained, and we kept that man, Erling Haaland, contained. The question is, can we do it a third time? That is the question. What we're going to do is we will come back for the draw for the quarterfinal. And so the draw for the quarterfinal of the Emirates FA Cup. And in the draw, Brentford, Norwich, Arsenal, Brighton, Manchester United, Liverpool, Sheffield United, and ourselves. So who are we going to draw in this? Let's have a look. Brentford are first out, and they will play Norwich. Brentford versus Norwich. Arsenal will play Brighton. Arsenal will play Brighton, which means Sheffield United, Liverpool, and Manchester United still in the draw. Manchester United next out. They will play Liverpool. Manchester United, Liverpool. We've got Sheffield United in the quarterfinal of the FA Cup. We would hope, having taken Manchester City out, that we should be able to get through to the semi-final. Sheffield United are at home. And obviously we didn't see ourselves come up, but there's confirmation. So the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Brentford will play Norwich. Arsenal will play Brighton. Manchester United will play Liverpool. And Sheffield United of the Championship will play Chelsea. All Premier League sides, we're just playing the side at the lowest point left in the competition, Sheffield United. And they'll be looking to, as a very bare minimum, get a draw and at Bramall Lane and bring us back. So that is the draw. We will have a quick look and see how that fits with the schedule. See if it messes the schedule up any. Not really. So it's coming back for the Carabao Cup final. 1 game episode comes up next. That'll be on Friday. And then we will come back for Barcelona and Tottenham. And then it'll be Sheffield United and Everton in the next episode as we head down to the final games of the season. Has anything been actually happening in the Premier League? I don't think so from when we last looked at it. So nothing to tell there at all. We will leave it there and come back for the next episode with that a Carabao Cup final against Manchester City, who we've just beaten twice in a row. This time keeping a clean sheet as well, so we stopped them from scoring, full stop. Can we do it in the Carabao Cup final? You'll find out in that next episode. If you've enjoyed today's episode, big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of this particular series and our other series and any new series as they are released. New episodes of Making Chelsea Stand Proud, currently released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. If you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel and more, please follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideFM. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 37 and it's out on Friday. Until then, bye-bye.